Final Fantasy XV is, for lack of a better word, finally here. And I'm not going to waste your time with a dumb intro because you already know what Final Fantasy is, and we've been waiting too freaking long for this game already, so let's cut the You play as Noctis, the leader of a black leather-clad J-pop band, who also happens to be a prince, which may actually be a step down in the world of J-pop. Noctis is about to embark on his greatest journey of all, marriage. So off you go. Get ready for some pulse, pounding, roadside assistance. To accompany you on your journey is of course your merry band of stereotypes. You've got Abby McAb-Muscles, the glasses-wearing brains of the operation, the comic relief, and you of course are the leader. And while they may be character stereotypes, they are actually characters. They are the heart of this story. The banter and the camaraderie between these four guys is what keeps the game moving and keeps it interesting. Except for maybe Cindy. Never before has fan service been so blatantly obvious, outside of a Dead or Alive game. Now, where most Final Fantasy games truly differ from one another is in the combat and the story. So let's start with combat, considering that's what you're going to be doing most of the time. Combat in 15 is action-ish, and flashy as a rave party. Damn right, style over substance. Now I say action-ish because instead of having you smash buttons, you'll simply hold down circle to attack and change the direction on your thumbstick to change how the attack hits. Hitting enemies from different areas, such as behind them, increases damage and allows your friends to do a link attack for increased damage. Holding down square will make you dodge attacks. And if an enemy launches a larger attack, it will block, which then allows you to parry. Hitting triangle activates your blade warp, which is a really fun addition. Simply lock onto your target and pew! It's fun. You can also warp to safe spots in most battlefields, which allows you to regain some mana and plan your next attack. You know, if you're into that whole planning thing. Success in combat isn't just about you though. You'll also be able to tell your allies to use certain abilities, which you can then chain off of for extra damage. All in all, it's an interesting combat system that works on a lot of levels. I think a skilled player could probably get extremely good at it and look f***ing awesome doing it. Warping around, flipping, dodging, killing. Me? Not so much. I look like that awkward white guy trying to break dance, but really I'm just flopping around on the ground like a fish. Anyway, like every Final Fantasy, the game is an adventure with a main story to follow and a ton of side quests. Now, I haven't gotten super far into the story yet, mostly because I'm a side quest completionist, but I think I've done 10 or 15 hours, which in Final Fantasy time means I've done precisely. But from what I've seen of the story so far, I like it. It's not so simple that it bores me to death, but it's also not overly complex to the point where even reading a wiki doesn't help. I'm still not sure what the f*** happened in Final Fantasy VII. Side questing is where you'll spend a lot of your time in Final Fantasy XV. Driving around, you don't really drive too much, the car kind of just drives itself. Really, it's just bros doing bro stuff. Pitching tents with one another, cooking food, eating said food. Why can't I quit you? I'd almost say this game could be a damned MMO because most of the side quests have you running around doing fetch quest or kill quest. Just throw in some gold spammers into a general chat and you're basically there. The most fun I had were with the hunts or any battle that lasted a longer amount of time, so I could actually work on my combat skills rather than just flailing about. Hunts are essentially kill quest, but could end up having you fight a behemoth. Like Deadeye here. He's just a big kitty who wants love. After doing several quests, you'll likely notice that you haven't leveled up. Leveling is only done after special events or when resting at night. Leveling up gives you AP points, which you can then use to increase your character's skills and stats. Gearing is also fairly straightforward, although it does have an upgrade system. It works, and it has these little guys to tell you who can equip what. Aw, that plays on my nostalgia strings. And if all of this gets a bit boring, don't worry, there's always fishing. And chocobos, but that's a given. If there were no chocobos, there'd be no Final Fantasy. They kind of go hand in hand. This video feels a bit empty considering I can't talk about too much without feeling like I'm getting too spoilery. I mean, I'm actively trying to avoid specifics here. But really, this is probably the most fun I've had with a main entry Final Fantasy game since Final Fantasy IX. Shut up, I like 9. Although I don't count 11 or 14 as main entries, even though I'm an MMO guy. Kinda weird, but whatever. If you're a fan of RPGs in general, you've likely already bought Final Fantasy XV, so I've pretty much wasted my breath. But I'll just say, if you like RPGs and you haven't bought the game yet, go ahead and do it. I plan to play the whole way through, but that's gonna take a while, and I have stuff to do like MMOs to play. Oh, who am I kidding? I'll get back to work at some point. Make sure to level up your MMO knowledge by visiting MMORPG.com, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and by following us on social media. To catch up on the week's biggest MMO news, watch our latest MMO FTW. And to see if there's a better MMO out there for you, watch one of our latest First Impressions videos. Thanks for watching.